Good evening, the great people of Biafra all over the world. Good evening, the great people of Africa. It is a new week and a new beginning. But there are some pressing things that must be addressed. Because whenever there is a problem, if you don't address that problem, it will linger into a bigger problem. That's why we must address every problem that sums up. And today, there is something I discovered today. There is something I have seen today. Do you know there are things that you don't know Mazi Kanu have done for Nigeria as a whole? I am going to touch on that before we go into the business of the day. As you can see, our setup. Mazi Kanu have saved Nigeria. Nigeria should, whenever they remember that name called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they should lie down and then say, thank God for giving them Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am going to give you a reason behind this. I am going to do it categorically and I'm going to make it clear to you because, you know, most of the things that people do, it's not everybody are able to understand it. It is not everybody. It is only few people that are able to understand when someone do something good or do something different or tangible. Because when a real prophecy is given, no one will ever know when it manifests because people doesn't pay attention to the real prophets. They don't pay attention to the real prophet. Do you know why? Because their mind their mind is colonized by the fake prophecy that they hear every day of their life. There is something, I tell you, there is something the Chief Justice of South Africa said at some one time that the Europeans, or okay, I'm not gonna misquote him, but I'm going to quote it the way you will understand it. He said that the problem of Africa is when the European mixed a little bit of truth in front and they cover it with a big bag of lies and keep telling it to you every day, keep telling it to you every day. It becomes your tradition, it becomes your culture, it becomes everything that you will be instilling even in your kids because there is truth in front of it. A little bit of truth that can never do anything, and then one big lie that can destroy your life generation to generation. This is exactly what is happening to the people on the ground in Nigeria, in the jungle called Nigeria, the British hunting ground. The reason why I am going to tell you this, have you seen exactly what is happening in Afghanistan? You are seeing exactly what is happening in Afghanistan. The forces that is ruling Africa, the forces that is ruling Africa, it's actually a very big force. And there is something Nnamdi Kanu said. He said that the actualization of Biafra is going to be the last miracle on the earth. And the reason why I solely believe that Biafra is ready to come, even though it is indeed the last miracle in the face of the earth, because that is a judgment day. Actualization of Biafra is a judgment day. Do you know why? Because you are the heartbeat of Africa. Do you know why? If not because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria, both you Arewa, Oduduwa, Biafrans, whoever you were, Hausas, you guys were going to be doomed. Gosh, I wish you will understand me tonight. If not because of Mazi Kanu, you guys are going to be doomed. Because the Crusaders have re-strategized how they are going to refresh their oppression in so many countries of Africa, starting with the giant of Africa. After that, they moved to another consequential country in Africa. If not Mazi Kanu, Nigeria was going to be doomed. Regardless of you that is saying one Nigeria, regardless of you that is saying I am a presidency, you want a seat of presidency, regardless of you that is undermining the common man on the ground, you are going, those people who believe that oppression of other people is the only thing that will make them rich, you will not even be alive right now to discover what I am about to tell you. The Crusaders have risen up to re-strategize the power of takeover in Africa. Do you know why? Because the truth is coming out and fast. There is something I've been telling you, that it will come to a time, it will come to a point that the people in Europe, the people in America are going to be questioning, asking their leadership, what is the problem of Africa? And it is happening already. But that is by the way. Do you know that Nigeria is still alive today? That jungle, the British hunting ground, is still alive today. Do you know why? The only reason why is because Mazi Kanu made it to be. But today he's incarcerated. That's why it is said that there is a saying that's said in Africa that the good man don't ever last. The good men are not recognized. The good men are oppressed. The good men are most hated in the world. If God will open your eyes to understand that when you talk about the angels of God, you must understand that they are human beings like me and you. They are human like me and you. Those are the good ones. That's why they don't last. But Nnamdi Kanu is going to last because his work is still a lot. He still have many things to do. That's why he must leave. But I am going to enlighten you. Do you see what is happening in Afghanistan today? Afghanistan will be taken over by the Taliban. That is action. When you believe that you are rising, if you will understand, during the time of Goodluck Jonathan in Nigeria was called the biggest or the fastest growing economy in Africa. That's when Boko Haram wore their armor in the highest order. Immediately, it was declared by those rating agencies. Boko Haram become very tough, that even Obama from the United States have to interfere with Nigerian election. You never ask yourself the reason why these things are like that, do you? The reason why it was declared and the reason why Goodluck Jonathan was removed from the seat of leadership, and the reason, I don't know why, if there is any oath being taken by this leadership of Africa whenever they step onto that power, that they may never tell their story. until they're dead. Or maybe because of their greediness and self-centered and selfishness is the reason why they may never tell their story until they are gone. Because whatever that is happening in your country is happening because your leaders are just giving money to shut up and drive. They are just giving fame to shut up and drive. They are just giving immunity to shut up and drive. That's exactly the reason why Africa will never work if we continue in the status quo of the of this Africa we have. Africa will never last. Nigeria is a country projected that by this time in 2021, the Fulani terrorists, the Fulani jihadists, the Fulani killers, bloodthirsties will take over Nigeria as a whole. They will hide everywhere that whenever you make a move, you will be swallowed by them. That is a colonial plan. It is not actually, it is not even just because Fulanis they like Nigeria or they are doing. They are using the money that they are receiving from Nigeria to organize this terror group. Do you know the reason why they always choose Muslim? Do you know the reason why? It doesn't mean that other religions they cannot commit suicide. It doesn't mean that other religions are not willing to die to do what the Islams are doing. The reason why they chose them is that the Islam they have the ability to condemn you with motivation. They have the ability to reform you with motivation and their Quran. That's the reason why they always chose these people. Because those people are like, when you give your dogs a good training, they behave and they obey you and they obey you to the last order. Though that is the reason why they always choose these people. If you find out most of the Muslim rich people rather today, most of them, some of them, one way or the other, they are supporting. They have their own organization. They have their own organization, and they will they always do charity. During this charity organization, they are recruiting the gullible people. They are recruiting the helpless people. They will tell you that they are saving you. When a person who save you tell you to go and jump off the cliff, you will not even think about it. That is the reason why this Fulani, this Boko Haram, these people, when they move, they will never return until their assignment is fulfilled, because they were saved by their masters, according to them. If you understand the type of hunger that is in Nigeria, exactly the reason why the people around you will collect bribe just to ignore what you are fighting for. You must know that those are the big, because they know they cannot trick you to the level of terrorism. That's the reason why they will give you money and tell you shut up and drive. They will give you money and tell you to be in this community. Make sure that in this community, whenever you are walking on the road, throw money on the air for them, that they may only commit crime, because you will never show them opportunity to make money, because you never make this money in a good way. That's why you find a lot of good kids in Africa, a lot of good backgrounded kids in Africa doing all sort of crime, one thing or the other that is illegal, because they are projected to do these things. Anytime you understand or realize that these Europeans, these British, they never loved you. They will never love you, because with to them you are a devil. You To them you are a boogeyman. And as long as to them that you are a boogeyman, they will thing they will keep looking for is a way to enslave you, because they know that the world have cancelled the slave era. It will always re-strategize, like they have planned in Nigeria, and they knew that it is Buhari that is going to fulfill this conquest. It is only through Buhari, because him himself, he is that person that is that is convinced already, and gave him the title of leadership, and they control him, press him like a remote. That's why the one that is wearing a mask today, because they can't get rid of that image of Buhari, because they know that if they lose this one, they will never achieve their conquest in Nigeria ever again, because they know that the time is now when people are going to be waking up to the knowledge of the truth. If you remember the book of Daniel 12, I think verse 4, it says, Daniel shut the book, for knowledge shall increase at the last day. And the last day is now. Knowledge has increased. That is the reason why they started re-strategizing since 2016, 2015. They know now that, let me be honest with you, if not the way Nnamdi Kanu say that Biafra is the last miracle on earth, let me explain it to you. The reason why he said that, whoever that will have access to see him must confirm it. If it is not true, you should never pay attention to everything that I said to you. The reason why Biafra is the last miracle on earth is, number one, Biafra will liberate Africa. Number two, Biafrans can emancipate now, tomorrow, depending on how Mazi Kanu wanted it to be. If you want it to be South African way of independence, it will come tonight. Biafra. Referendum will be written tonight, because they know they have planted their seed of neo-colonialism that will grow in future. That people will begin to ask, why did you leave Nigeria? That's exactly their plan, and that's what they are trying to do. They have tried to do, and that's what they are doing with Nnamdi Kanu today in the DSS holding custody. They want to convince him how they have convinced Buhari. They want to convince him how they have convinced Obasanjo. They want to convince him how they have convinced Gowon. They want to convince him how they have convinced IBB, all the leaders of Nigeria, which Femi is a Fela Kuti was prophesying in those days. But no one paid attention, because the projections of the colonials, they made you to believe that anybody who is not singing a Christian song is a devil. Don't pay attention, because they know that people, activists who are awoken to the knowledge of the truth, they communicate with you even through music, like Bob Marley. All of them, They were not given chances because them they were in the land of the enemy. They were not given chance to prosper, but their prophecies are coming to pass today. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want Biafra to come tomorrow, confirm it with him, prove me wrong, he will get it. The same way Nigerian freedom was handed over in 1960. Though many of you don't understand what that guy is going through, may not understand that it is ordinary men will never withstand it. I don't want to emphasize on the offers that they have given to him. I don't want to talk about the money and the promises they have made to him. I don't want to talk about it because it is obvious. It is all over social media. The only one I want to tell you is the one that you haven't heard before. Biafra can come tomorrow if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu agreed to be compromised. Because Biafra is supposed to be the last miracle on earth. For Biafra to receive the kind of independence Nigeria received in the hand of British in 1960, it is better you remain fighting your boogeyman head on. That thing or that miracle, if it does not happen, that means Biafra is not coming. Because the miracle is the emancipation of the children of God. And how it will come, no one will understand how it is going to come. It is going to definitely cause the Third World War, regardless of how it is fought. Write it in your history book that you might remember it when the time is right. And the only way we are going to hold on until the time is right is to make sure you remain resolute, is to make sure you remain formidable, it's to make sure you are uncompromisable, is to make sure that the oath that so many of you took, you don't defy it. Because you might not understand it, you might not die now, it might not do you anything, but whenever that oath is going to stand, it is going to be against your fourth generation, projected by God, not the enemy. That's how it is meant to be. But to go back, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have saved the mankind in Nigeria. Be you Arewa, be you Oduduwa, be you Biafra, be you whoever you are as an entity, as a human being in Nigeria, go and praise God for giving you a human being or an angel like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Fulani was going to swallow you. Nigeria was going to be in December. Like Nigeria was going to be a jungle. It is already a jungle. As you can see, it is already a jungle. But if not that man called Kanu, Fulani will swallow you in the middle of the night. Because the plan of the British must be fulfilled. That is the reason why they're using the Islam. Once you reform them, there is no going back because they are like a dog that once you train them, you will be able to know how to use them. They will bring those who doesn't have a surname. They will bring those who doesn't know their mother's name. They will reform them. They will teach them. The way they made for our ancestors forget whom they were, that they even presented a white man called Jesus Christ to them. Jesus Christ was a tribe of Judah. He was a black man, but they changed it right in front of our ancestors. They didn't know, and they placed a Lucifer on top of a mankind called Angel Michael, meeting Lucifer. They called you Lucifer, and they called themselves God. Do you know the reason why? For you to lose confidence. For you to lose confidence, because self-hate is the biggest enemy of mankind. If you know how to love yourself, you will be able to know how to love thy people, because thy people are the most people you must love before you love others. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. It means you must love yourself and love everybody that come from the same clan as you first, before you're thinking about loving any other person. Because if you don't love yourself, if you don't love your people, how are you going to love a stranger? It means you don't know what love signifies. That's why Nnamdi Kanu took away his happiness, took away his freedom, took away everything just to stand in solidarity with our fallen heroes. But you will never get it. You see what is happening in Afghanistan. So many you can hear what Boris Johnson have to say. Because everything that is happening in those places where they have a target on, it is called a politics of Illuminati, because they have projected it year by year. Everything they have planned is going to keep unfolding if you let it. Make a hair while the sun is shining. If you don't make a hair while the sun is shining, you might not have the opportunity to make it again right. When Biafra is coming, the world will be in a confusion, because they will not have that power. They will not have that power to stop the emancipation of children of God, because Biafra will bring our siblings all over the world back to Africa, back to Eden where they belong. And the book of Isaiah 13 will be fulfilled, because God is going to send everybody into their land, that you may understand that when Mazi Kanu speaks, he speaks divine. He speaks the truth. He is very short-tempered. Do you know why? The knowledge of the truth can make you very short-tempered. He might not be like that when he was growing up, but when he discovered whom he is, when he discovered himself, that's how he became very, very angry. Because, like I said before, if you discover yourself, you will feel like exploding when you are talking to people who are ignorant, when you are seeing things that people are not able to see, and you are trying to tell them, and they're trying to tell you different, even though they are sinking with the ship. That's exactly what is going on. Fulani does not understand anything. Fight until death. That's what they understand. They are not human like you, because these people, their human nature has been taken away, and their animal nature is only there. These people are moving around with no soul. The same people that Nigeria is integrating into their society, to show you that that plan of the Fulanis, of the of your journalist is not yet even stopped. It is not stopped yet. Those who love themselves, those who love that place, those who love that part of sub-Saharan, if you love it, better release Mazi Kanu, both the rich, both the poor, both the pastors, all the men of God everywhere. Because these people, you can see all these men of themselves who are lying. Sorry for the interruption, actually. Who are lying against the struggle, who are collecting money to climb that pulpit, to lie to you, to climb that pulpit, to exploit you. Their days are numbered. Believe me, their days are numbered. I don't want to talk about them today because it's going to be a long story. But we must remain focused on what we are fighting for, because what you are fighting for, what you are fighting is beyond human understanding, is beyond human imagination. That is what it is called. You are not fighting against flesh and blood. Do you hear that? You are not fighting against flesh and blood. You are fighting against principles, principalities, and power that ruleth the earth. That's what you are fighting for. When you look at the mask wearer in Asorok, he is just a tool in the hands of the colonialist. He is just a tool. He is just a puppet. That it is only the British that has his remote. The way the southern leaders of Nigeria are running to their Fulani masters is the way the leadership of Nigeria are running to their masters in the Britain. They projected it to be like this. These people must answer to these people, while that people must answer to the other people. And the wise must be under the control of the illiterate, of the stupid people, that they may never move forward. When Bible tell you that blind people that leaded the blind will only lead them into the ditch, the fulfillment of the book is coming, but you will never pick it up. Do you know why? Because you are blind. And whoever picks it up becomes becomes an enemy to the mass. Why can't you see our leaders in Africa? Why can't you see what is going on? Why don't you understand that this conquest, why don't you understand that these plans and this takeover is imminent? Why don't you understand? If you don't act now, do you know why you guys are very, very stupid? Do you know why Nnamdi Kanu is always insulting you leaders of Nigeria? Do you know the reason why you don't pay attention? Because what is coming to swallow you is coming, and you are chasing after the money and fame, while you are seeing a train right in front of you, just 10 meters away from you. You are still chasing after that money because you believe you will be saved, because they promise you house in abroad. By the time they finish with your people, I hope you are aware of the time of slave era, how people were treated, because you have no idea that the world is returning back to where it began. That is the end time. It is going back. That's why it is says that what goes around comes around, if you use other people for money ritual, like the way our ancestors, many of them use our people in America today, called the niggers, for money ritual, it is coming back to them, because the world is going around. It's always starting back after every 4 generations from where it began. That is why the whole world is worried about climate change, because all this aeroplane, cars, engine, generator, this you are using, that is polluting this air, because God say he will never destroy this earth again, but he never said that mankind will not help him to destroy it. That is the reason why they are fighting everything they can to make peace, to show you that they want to make peace with you. They don't want to make peace with you. The only thing they want to do with you is to find a way to refresh their manipulation approach. That's the only thing they want to do to you. Because once they give you a wicked leader, like what is happening in Zambia, when a leadership send the army to his opposition party. Hey, Africa, black people, we can do better. We are better than these people. That's why they left their home. That's why they left their comfort zone to come look for us. Why don't you leaders of Africa understand this? Why don't you Fulanese understand that what you are doing, you are fulfilling a wish of a fallen white man? You are fulfilling, or you are renovating the foundation laid by a white man from Europe. At the end of the day, you know what you are going to be? You will always be wandering around. You will always be a wanderer, because that's what Genesis, the book of Genesis, that's what you are called, the wanderers. Don't you want to stop wandering? Because the people whom are used to oppress other people, their own faith is coming, and it is coming double, in double portion. Because I can see many of the people are just like people are just acting like they are with you, but they are never with you. When they see a color black, they become black. When they see a color white, they become white. There are many things I am seeing across social media. Before we continue, there is a video of this man I used to respect so much. Before he did one or two things he did, then I disregard that this man is still ignorant. Because when Sunday Iboho and Nnamdi Kanu are still outside, he was cooperating. He was with the people who wanted revolution. He was with the people who wanted freedom. But immediately those two were apprehended. This guy deviated. I don't know if he's fear, because in the fight of freedom, no fear, no favor. That's what you must understand, and that's what might eliminate you in the quest of freedom, and that's what will keep you going, and that's what will make you achieve the freedom that you're fighting for. This guy, I am going to play this in a background for you to hear him.
Let me start by saying this. I have a lot of views about this country, and very strongly held views, honestly held opinions, which have been formed over a period of time based on what I've experienced and based on what I've seen. But the conclusion I've come to after many years and months of pondering and speaking and talking is this: that at the end of the day,
After many
war
years
is not the best.
speaking, talking,
Peace
and
is
the
the only
Zuka.
way forward. And we must not be driven by emotion. I'll be very brief because the keynote address is about to be presented by my friend and brother, represented by his SSG, but peace is the way forward, not war. And I've had the privilege of interaction with many, many people in different parts of this country who have different views, diametrically opposed views. I never deny my friends through thick and thin. No matter what they're accused of doing,
You'll never
no
deny
matter
your
what they have
friends.
done, I never deny them. And I have friends across the board. Some are close to government, some are opposed to government, but I'll never deny them. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu is my friend. We may not agree on everything. We have disagreed on many things. But he has always been my friend since I met him in Kuje prison. Yes, Sunday Igboho is my friend. I've interacted with him closely, and we have worked together with various governors in this country to keep the peace and to ensure that the food embargo was lifted and lives were saved when we were in a situation that was critical and could have led to many, many deaths. And I have to commend the initiative of President Buhari at that time, because he set that in motion and it came out as a good success for the whole country. And of course, the embargo was lifted. I have friends across the board. I have friends like Dr. Abdullahi, the president of the Northern Consensus Forum, who believes that, well, he has very strong views about the North, and he spoke about the North determining the future of this country forever, and spoke about millions of votes in the North, which upset a lot of people in the South. But he is my friend, a very good friend at that, and I will not deny him. And he believes in what he believes. We may disagree, but we remain friends. The bottom line is this: no matter what our differences has been in the past, no matter how much we have killed one another in this country,
No matter how much your differences, no matter how much you have killed one another, how can you live together with your killer, Mr. Femi Kayode? How can you live together with people who have killed you? The only person who will kill you is your enemy. That's why this your initiative are the same initiative of this leadership of the jungle called Nigeria, the British hunting ground, is the reason why they are integrating ex-terrorists. The same reason why they are integrating ex-terrorists into your society, and I believe that you are also crying about it. But everybody, you have friends everywhere. There are some points you will begin to reject your friends. If your friends are not bringing you good news, you begin to reject them. You must know that they are not friends. You need to start friending with your people. That's why God said he will send everybody to his land. He did not say he will send a Fulani man to Biafra land. He will send a Fulani man to his Fulani land. And he will send Britain to their land. And he will deal with the ones that he need to deal with. That's how he pick and choose whom he want to eliminate. Let's continue.
no matter how much injustice we have visited upon another. Because if you want to talk about injustice, ladies and gentlemen, it goes both ways, depending on how far back.
It goes both ways. Injustice goes both ways. Nigeria killed more than 3 million of Biafrans in 1967. And you are talking about it goes both ways. Guys, I just want you to understand that whenever you choose your friends, You must always choose a friend that thinks like you. Don't choose a friend that is two-faced, because you might not know the face that will be calling your enemy. When they have two faces, one is at the back, the other one is on the front. You will be conversing with the one in the front, while the one at the back is calling your enemy. Hey, come. No, I don't agree with this guy. I don't agree with this man. Even though I used to idolize this man. I used to like him just like a normal human being. But he is disappointing me.
You go in history.
Let's continue.
Some have suffered more than others. I've always spoken about the suffering of the people of the East, and I have no regret for that. I've also spoken about the sufferings of the minorities, so-called minorities in the North. I have no apology for that. Today I speak about the suffering of those in the core North, many, hundreds of thousands.
He is speaking about the suffering of those in the core North. Those in the core North, did they agree that they are suffering, but their soldiers are being deployed in the eastern region to continue their extrajudicial killing, which Nigeria is all the time all about. If they agree that they are being killed, will they still be killed? No. Whenever you decide to come out of your comfort zone, that's when you become suffer for a while. And the freedom will always come after you might have suffered for a while. Because this thing you see in the North, the people of the North have not accepted their defeat, have not accepted that they have enemy. If they have accepted that, if they put pressure, the way the Biafrans are putting pressure, even the people in the Southwest, they will never understand themselves thoroughly. Many of you might be saying that Obasanjo and among others are going to see Sunday Igboho or to go and stand in solidarity with their brother. Guess what? That is opposite. That is opposite. In every person, every secessionist, as they may call it, or anybody who is self-determined, it is not a crime. They will always send an agent. They will always send people that will convince you, that will confuse you, that will make your mind to turn around and go back to your comfort zone. Many of you will say that people of Oduduwa, they are better than people of Biafra's leaders in the, there is no one better. Ike Obi said, "End Nigeria now." So there is none of them who is better. They are all the same people. You might think that he just went there to support what Igboho is doing. That's not the case. He went there to change the mind of Igboho, because these are the people who are the tool in the hands of colonials. They are the reason why you are suffering under this neo-colonialism. Let's continue. He is a political elite
that are slaughtered by foreign Fulani herdsmen come from
the Fulani who came foreign Fulanis who came from foreign land coming into Nigeria to kill. They have suffered too. My people, wake up. In fact, I am going to drop him here. My people need to wake up. Because even if there is any analogy that is going to give with his sentiments, There is no explanation that he will be able to justify all this sentiment that he's been making. He does not want freedom. The same thing that is happening with those people you see as your role model, the ones you respect. This is the same people that is always happening with them as well. They freedom. All they wanted is a way to make you to be mentally slaved, that you commit crime, that all of you, many of your men, even your women, are incarcerated due to one crime or the other. They send DSS to the eastern region to be arresting people, to be arresting self-determination, to be apprehending anybody. But in the north, those DSS that are coming from the north, terrorizing the eastern region, these people who sent them sent Boko Haram and Fulani headsmen to be taking over their land. That's why they are black, because they don't reason. The same people terrorizing, the same people whom supposed to be securing their place were deployed to go to the east, south, and the south region to continue their extrajudicial killing, while people are dying in mass in their area, in their side. What will you call such people? What will you call such people? There is actually a picture of a very, very ugly picture that I want to show you. I hope I still have this picture here. But I must fetch this picture to show you. But before I fetch this picture, I want to address this man, what he said today, right in front of my screen, right after the break. During the break, I'll be showing you the type of, the way you are suffering. There are many pictures that if you watch it and you don't understand, you will begin to cry because things are happening. And the people whom you are fighting for are the same people who want to kill you. They are the same people who want to end you in this Nigeria and in Africa at large. Because it is a must that common man will never have a good life. They will always survive, that they may be committing crime. They never ever want you to depend on the government. They want you to be committing crime. They will be putting you in jail, because the jail in Africa, it is a hellfire. Because the jail in Africa, look, when you look at yourself, you look at the condition, the situation of the jail in Africa. When you look at yourself, you will see what you are going through. When you do wrong, they arrest you, they beat you up, they kill many of you, but they will do wrong. Their masters will give them a place to buy a house in abroad. Their masters will give them immunity. But when they find you with a laptop, whenever they find you with a laptop, they will arrest you. When they find you with an iPhone, they will arrest you. But when they find these guys, they will integrate them into the society. When they find this man, they integrate them into the society. Because the only people that must lead you, the only people that must be with you, The only people that must be with you is only the people who kill people, people who doesn't care about people. There is a mass murder in the last 48 hours in Nigeria. Look at how they're burying human beings. These people, the people who are supposed to be protecting these people, are actually in the south killing people, killing innocent people, leaving their place to be devoured. You want to be one Nigeria. Look at the road in the east. You want to be one Nigeria. God help you. God help you. Where on earth? Where on earth? Check around Europe. There is something Boris Johnson said. He said that in his video that I was watching today, he said that they have never witnessed something like invasion of terrorists. That is something related to what he said. I cannot pick it, like I cannot remember it vividly. But he says that they have never witnessed it in Europe. Why would they witness it? I wish I was in that auditorium where he was saying it. I was gonna ask him, why would you witness it? You have cocoa, you have everything, you have all the resources that life bring. You have tin, you have timber, you have everything. What is stopping you from living a good life? Do you know the sickness that you will be receiving? That's why when you want to travel from there, you must get yourself vaccinated. Yellow fever, because they don't want all this disease, malaria, typhoid, that they have given you there to bring it to them, because it will kill them within a twinkle of an eye. You see, COVID is not killing people a lot in Africa, precisely in sub-Saharan, just like they predicted. Do you know why? Sorry for the interruption. I got cut off there. I think it's probably because I mentioned COVID-19, because they don't want anybody to talk about it. So, just because you are, your immune system has been busy and active fighting the viruses, the germs that you are contracting every day. That's why it is very active to fight off the pathogen of COVID-19 in that part of the country. Many of you might say that God loved Nigeria because there are many pastors. There is no such. There is no such, because this is hope that you've been living in. That's why you are still living in a condition, in infrastructure like this. And yet you say you have a representative in the government. Those government, are they flying on chopper all the time? They don't see this road. Those media that are quick to report and say that IPOB did this, IPOB destroyed someone's food, IPOB was this. Are they not seeing this places like this? No, they won't see it. They are compromised. They won't. A place where people are dying in mass. People are dying every day. No justice is being served. When people die of accident, when you come out to protest, they will shoot you like animal. But when the people who are killing them are captured or come to formalize their job, they will be accepted and integrated. You need to ask yourself a question. For those of you who are calling one Nigeria, you need to ask yourself a question. For those of you who call yourselves the leaders, you need to ask yourselves a question. Is this the type of one Nigeria that we are going to make? The last 60 years, you've been glamoring one Nigeria, one Nigeria. This is where one Nigeria is bringing you. This is where one Nigeria is bringing you. This is the result of one Nigeria. For those of you who are compromised, this is the result of one Nigeria. I'm going to show you more. Even those police who are killing people, who does not understand anything. They just arrest people anyhow. Some of them will be arrested, posted in the social media just to kill your image. This is one Nigeria. This is a classroom in Nigeria. It is a classroom where your children go. This is where the whole place here is contaminated. Is this a place where you want to call yourself to be one Nigeria? Is this what the life you want to live? One Nigeria. Your political elite, they will be glamoring one Nigeria because it favors them. It never affected them. That's why they keep doing the same thing. This is where they keep the young people. Whenever you do anything wrong, you appear on the internet, become a criminal. One Nigeria. In the jungle, some animals are bigger than other animals, are more important than other animals. That's the life you are practicing in one Nigeria, and yet you say one Nigeria. God help you, one Nigeria. If you can imagine, this is police. Is it police college or police camp or headquarters? Or not headquarters, sorry. This is police quarters in Nigeria. The same police who will wear their uniform, come out on the road, killing you to please their masters, to get promotion, stealing from you, taking bribe to kill you. They are coming out from this place. The almighty cop. They even have a super cop. a super cub who is being proscribed. You see, what goes around comes around. Because these people, they feel comfort. This is their comfort zone. You're not ashamed of yourself. When the youth came out to protest, give you a better life, you came out in number to kill them. You came out in number to kill them. The one that was employed by governor of River State or whichever that area is called in the Biafra land. That reminds me, one thing I want to tell you tonight is that the reason why these people call the Ijaw people, the reason why these people that are in that call themselves the South, which doesn't exist in this hemisphere, it doesn't exist. They call it South, and you agree. But so many of you are educated, speaking big English. When you go out there, you speak your colonialist language as if you are the one who wrote it. But you can't even speak your language. I know this, what we are talking, this one I am saying, I am also a victim of it. Then the reason why they divided you guys in the East, the reason why they divided you, call these other people, so-called River State or your land, take them away. They divided you to rule you, that you will never have a number. You will never make it to the seat of president. You must understand that. If you say you are one Nigeria, you will never perceive that seat because they have divided you from the East and said the other part is South, the other part is Southeast. They always make a way. The reason why you should not, the reason why the struggle of the Oduduwa Republic is not that active is because they were not marginalized. The target is on the eastern region mostly. It is only during Buhari regime that Oduduwa people began to wake up. Few of them, a lot of them are still in their comfort zone sleeping. They came to Biafra land. They divided South. They call you South because you are illiterate. You only read to speak the language of your colonials. That's why you go to school for 17 years of your life. For those of you who will read PhD, will go even more to learn how to speak the language of your masters. That's what you go to school for. You don't go to school to learn how to reason. You don't go to school to learn how to think. Because they called you South. They divided you. That whenever there is a election, come rain, come sun, you will never even make it in that seat because they divide your numbers. There is something called population is strength. They remove your strength by calling those people South, and those people are busy answering, calling themselves South. The other people are busy calling themselves other things. That is the reason why they divided you. The reason why there is divide and rule strategy in Biafra land, because they don't want you to have the voting number. If you finish hear this, if you are from the South, so-called South, and you're still glamoring South, and we are these people, we are not Biafran, the God that is going to punish you, or the plague that is going to swallow you, because those that die of ignorance shall be judged with ignorant. Don't think because you will say, I don't know, I didn't know, I was not aware. I am making you aware today, because the actualization of Biafra, the 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 route that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is driving you on, to take everybody with, not to leave you behind, because he knows, he's seen that if this is not done, people are going to perish. People are going to die. Both the so-called Fulani themselves, he saved them. Hausa people themselves, he saved them. Every other person, he saved them. It is true that we say the Biafran leaders are not going to support or stand in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will not, because it never affected them. But soon, if 2023 election is going to hold, if eventually it's going to hold, believe me, all of them will start clamoring for Biafra to come. Those leaders who are blind, the Fulanis are going to be dealing with them one after another. When they finish use you, they turn you upside down. They make sure you are empty. They throw you in the dustbin. That's what they will do, because their master is behind them. So the only thing I will advise you is to remain formidable, is to remain resolute. Do not lose sight of the bigger picture. The leadership of Biafran, the decision that they are making right now, it is a very good one. It is a very good one. The lockdown already did what it's supposed to do. It will put them in worries. Those enemies, what the lockdown did to them is the lockdown have shown to them that there is something, some Simon so said, it is called autopilot. The lockdown showed to them that people are ready to pay any amount of sacrifice to stand in solidarity with their leader. People are not moving themselves. People are being moved by the spirit of Biafra. That's how people are being moved. The lockdown has done its damages to these people. They will just be worried what is next. They already knew that if the Biafran give the authoritative order, there will be no election in the East. It is going to happen. They have seen holding captive Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not going to solve their mystery. It's not going to solve their problem, because their problem is bigger than them. But if they can be wise and release Nnamdi Kanu now, it will be better for Nigeria. That name, if you love it so much, that when the Biafrans and Oduduwa, if Ariwa are awake to answer it, give it back to Fulanis, which are the guns and the knives and the armor in the hands of your colonialists. Leave them to bear that contraption, that abomination, that Negro. Leave them to bear that name alone. Because the freedom must come with a name change. The freedom must come with people going back to their roots. The freedom must come with people going back to their land, that the book may be fulfilled. for the name of God of Israel to be praised. The image I put here, it is an interview. If you go watch this video, you will understand what I said about the reason why they have divided you. They always keep telling you that politics is a game of number. The reason why they're reminding you that politics is a game of number is for you to realize that you are being divided. That you are divided. That's why they call you minority leaders. You are divided. Many of you will be surprised and say, why is it that South are speaking different language? So-called South rather, and the Biafrans in the East are speaking different language? The reason why it is done so, ask yourself, why is every Biafrans now in the media communicating with the language of British and America, the same people? Why are they communicating with their language instead of communicating with their own language? Why am I communicating with you in these people's language instead of communicating with you in the language that we may understand, that we only understand? The tribe of Judah, because it is being taken away. You have been divided, giving you a language, tell you, be here, let your brothers be there, because these people are going to overshadow you. These people are going to, this is a motivation. It's a simple motivation. That's why it is said, you are not fighting against the principle, the power, or you are not fighting against flesh and blood. You are fighting against principle. The principle. So many of you might think principalities and power is the power of whatever you call darkness. Darkness is nothing. Darkness is image of God. If you don't understand it, because they turned everything you need to know upside down to make sure that you don't even recognize, you don't even realize whom you pray to, you don't even realize whom is your God, you don't even realize how you must pray to them, because they have given you their own ways in different religion. That's why it is very important that everybody must go back to their root, because God gave you every culture. God gave you everything that you believe in, your belief system. It doesn't matter, regardless of what it is, that his name may be glorified when he look at you. That is, he gave you and he chose for himself whom to call the Israelite. That's why he gave everybody their belief system. When the colonialists came, they give you religion. And they took what the instruction, the constitution that God gave to the people of Israelite in the land of Egypt, which is called the scroll. They went and used their ways to translate it and bring it back to you. And they projected it that today so many people will be saying that the Bible is the book of the colonialist. It is happening because that's what they want you to think. They quote it and they teaching you everything out of context through your religious leaders. If many of you will understand where you go to and call it, I'm going to church every Sunday. That's why he says, separate yourself from the congregation of the dead. But many of you don't know. There are millions of churches in Nigeria, yet Nigeria has millions of crime. Nigeria have millions of corruption. Nigeria have millions of sufferings. People are dying in mass. How many churches are in Europe? How many churches are in America? Europeans, they bring you those kind of Pentecostal, Roman Catholic, this and that. How many of these people, and why are they doing better more than you? Because you don't understand what is faith. After this video, for those of you who follow me, I am going to post you a teaching of faith. Faith is a principle, but that's not what we are here for. When you understand what faith is, then you will be able to understand what God is. Then when you will be able to understand whom you need to follow and whom you need to separate yourself from them, because they keep brainwashing you. They keep brainwashing you, and you keep falling into their trap. The colonialists they didn't. If you must ask yourself, why do you always criticize your political leaders too much and not your religious leaders? Because these people, they serve the same purpose that you don't understand, but their cup is full. Watch it out as it plays. Their cup is full. Who led the sheep astray? Millions of churches. But Christ still say that the work is a lot, but there is no workers to work. Does that not, is that not telling you something? So when you are decolonizing, you need to decolonize religiously, spiritually. You need to decolonize. Africa must be decolonized for us to understand it. Because the more you are doing these things, you are colonizing the little one, those little angels that you carry. If you are a mother, if you are a father, you are colonizing them. Because sometimes you put out your frustration on them because they don't understand. The only thing is when they want food, they demand it. When you beat them up like animals because you are taking out your frustration in them. You are colonizing them. Bible says spare the rod and spoil the child, but doesn't mean that you should take out your frustration on these kids. That's how they projected to you to colonize you. Because the reason why they colonized the people they bought on for slave, how they manipulated them more, is they keep beating them until they leave Mr. Black, which they are, and they begin to answer Mr. White. That's why you find people called Edwin Clark, and they're working based on their name because they were colonized by their parents. It is a curse that passes through from generation to generation. That's how you don't understand that law of Exodus. The third and fourth generation, I will visit with the sins of their ancestors, their father. That is how that sin keep. That's why you bring your children up. They still live the same way you go. They keep suffering, even though you pray maybe 10 times a day or 100 times a day. You keep suffering, keep remaining on hope. It is only in Africa that people live with hope. They don't live by service delivery because they will never get service delivered to them. They will never get anything. It's a survival of the fittest. It's a jungle, as one of the Reverend Father called it. It is a jungle, a real jungle, because his analogy between jungle and zoo is quite clear. But I want to tell you, this guy in front of this TV, he told you politics is a game of number. You should go and look for the videos with, I think, with Arise News. And one of the journalists asked him a very important question. What is that politics played in Nigeria? And he said, you are putting a bullet as a gun on my head, but I will answer you. Then he said, politics is a game of number, because he already knew that you are divided. He already knew that somebody like Asari Dokubo is gonna be from so-called South South, and he is going to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu is a criminal because they make you to keep competing with one another, to be like a jungle that whoever that beats one another kills one another. If you are bigger than me, swallow me up. If you are bigger than me, don't let me speak. If I speak, get me arrested. Like what is happening with one of the religious leader, pastor. I don't know his name actually. I can't remember his name. Once someone criticized him and he put him behind bars. Those are the things that you will keep seeing until they will begin to expose one another. The book must be fulfilled. The book must be fulfilled. People of Biafra, people of Oduduwa, people of other tribes in Nigeria, rise up for your freedom. If you are Hausa man and you know that your people are not waking up, go and join Oduduwa. Go and join Biafra. Make your people to wake up. Because if you don't, if these people leave you behind, if these people eventually leave you behind, your name is going to remain sorry. You see the condition of these places. Your name is going to remain sorry. But I will leave it here. I might not get all the messages that I'm supposed to give you tonight, but whenever I get more, I will share with you. Because I am only a human. I can only digest so much. But be wise, be warned. This battle is not battle against flesh and blood. It is battle against principality. It is battle against your constitution. That is principle. It is battle against your law. It is battle against your justice system. It is battle against your rules that you never make and you will never have access to change it. That is the battle that you are fighting for. That is the battle that you are engaging yourself into. It is not battle of gun, knife, or any other thing. It is the battle of wisdom. It is battle of resolute. You must remain resolute. You must remain resilient. That's what other African nations are going to learn from the Biafran. That's why Biafra is the hope of African liberation. Many people will doubt it. Many people will not understand it. But the principle that you are going to show them, the principles that you are going to crack to get freedom, is that principle that other people will learn from you. Like Zambia, what is happening in Zambia? Chinese are even integrated into their football team. Chinese are even sleeping with people's wife. Chinese are even bus drivers. Chinese are making roasting corn on the road, mili on the road of Zambia. What does that show you? They own the country because of the wicked leaders that we place in our leadership position, not knowing that these guys are the tools, are the enemy incarnate. They formalize a human being, make that person to be a demon because they are Lucifer. They only know how to use principle to put you on the ground, to pin you on the ground, that whatever you do, you must answer to them. That's why they place a rating agencies in many countries. They will tell you they downgrade your economy to junk status. They will downgrade your economy all the time. Economy of Africa will never upgrade. They're only being downgraded to junk status. This is what is happening. You don't pick it up. Those who are rich, your riches will not save you. The only thing that will save you is to join the common man on the ground, even if you cannot use your image, even if you cannot use your platform, because so many of you believe that this fight we are fighting for, so many of you who are involved with this fight believe that it is all about having social media traffic. And that's why so many people are finding it difficult to succumb to one another. That's why so many people don't even know their post anymore, or your stand, where you are standing, because many people are using this to believe that this is the opportunity to pull a media traffic. You can pull a media traffic, but do it in a way that it will not compromise the struggle. It is very, very important. I am talking to the leaders. I am talking to every freedom fighter in the media. It is very, very important. Make sure you carry everybody along. Make sure that you make all your leaders belong, that there may be peace. There is one thing Igbo people used to say: when you do a woman like you did others, that they will be happy. When you recognize everybody in the leadership of IPOB as a leader, and you include them in the decision, and they must know every information before it comes to the media. They must be the first to know every information before. They must not hear it from the media, because I believe you should have your own platforms. However it is, God bless this land called Africa. God bless the land of Biafra. God bless the land of Oduduwa. God bless every freedom fighter around the world. God bless us. It is good night.